Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's off to a great Friday today. Today is my opportunity to talk to you about the next phase of our student handbook. Today we're going to talk about food allergies and food in the cafeteria. So these are two important things to talk about with our parents to make sure our children can stay safe. The first thing I want to share with all of our families that just like all other CMS schools, we do not use peanuts in any of the food that we make in our cafeteria. That is very important for our families to know. So if our children are going to buy lunch, that is absolutely fine. They do not use any peanut products in those foods. Even though that being said, the cafeteria is not peanut free. So there will be other students that may be bringing their lunch into the cafeteria that will have peanut products. We do set a table or tables aside in the cafeteria for those students to use if they would like. Or we also ask our students to be self-advocators, and when they see students that have peanut products near them, that they move to the end of the table with a classmate. We never want anyone to feel alone or separated. One thing we do ask our families to do for our separate table is that they donate Clorox wipes so we can make sure that our lunch monitors clean those tables between each and every period. We can also take that a step further, that as we have students with severe allergies, they can bring in personal items for art and other activities, so they are not using the same materials as their classmates. We will put their names on those items and keep them in the art room and other areas to make sure that our students are safe. We have clustered our students into classrooms if they have allergies, and I'm aware of them. Many parents were very kind to let me know, and some of our teachers were able to do that as well. These classrooms are also not peanut free, but we have clustered them for two reasons. One, it makes it easier for our classroom teachers to monitor our peanut allergy students or any allergy students, and it also allows students to have classmates that may be going through the same thing that they are. But know that this will not be something where other children will not be able to have peanut products in the classroom. What we do though is we try to work very closely with our classroom teachers to make it the safest environment it possibly can. And the ways that we do that in the past is oftentimes we will send a letter home to the families that I have a sample I can show parents if they're interested. So we send that to all the families at the beginning of the year just to let them know that there may be a classmate that has an allergy in their room and what we can do to try to help. We also have had families or parents come in and talk to the class to share a little bit about the allergy, to empower the child and really let the classmates be aware. And we also ask our parents to let the teacher know far in advance when we have classroom parties or they're going to bring in treats, so the classroom teacher can email all the families to remind them that we do have allergy students in the classroom. And it also allows those parents to bring in special items for their personal child so they can feel a part of what's going on in class and not be separate from everyone else. And I think that's very, very important. One of the key things we ask all of our families to do at the very beginning of the year is to come in and notify the teacher and the school nurse, and really we sit down as a team and we create a health plan. In that health plan, it will go over the specifics about what needs to be done if a child does have an allergic reaction at school, how the EpiPen will be used if there is one, and what steps we need to follow as a staff. This is very, very important because we only have a nurse in our school 2 to 3 days in most CMS schools, so we will need to make sure that a lot of our staff members are aware, and this will include all of our special area teachers, the classroom teachers, and the front office staff. They all need to be aware of particular situations with allergies to make sure all of our children are safe. And if anyone does ingest peanuts or another item that they shouldn't have, what steps we need to follow. We also ask our parents to make sure that they're keeping all of their contact information up to date, because if we do need to go through the steps, we will need to make sure that we contact the parent quickly and hopefully be able to get a hold of someone, and then 911 if necessary. Hopefully that will never be the case, but we need to always be prepared. If children are going to have EpiPens, there is a process also to make sure that we have authorization forms from doctors regarding that. So it will be very important in late August or at the very beginning of the year that you get in contact with the classroom teacher and the nurse, or even me, and we will facilitate that and make sure you can have a meeting and we can have all of that in place before the year starts. Other things to think about in regard to food at school. Just a reminder to our families that all of our foods that are brought in for parties or classroom treats should be store-bought items. We are not allowed to have homemade items because we just don't know what are in those products. So we ask that everything is store-bought. Again, won't be a Grand Oak policy, but that will be a school system policy. We also ask that if you are going to bring in a treat for a birthday event, that you'd let the teachers know far in advance. The reason for that is that we can start to control how many treats children have and try to coordinate multiple birthdays on the same day. So that way children won't have 2 or 3 treats on any given day. So please help us with that. We also will have a parent table in our cafeteria for students. If they come in to eat lunch with their children, they can bring their child back and eat with them, but we only ask that they take one classmate with them, and that is very, very important. So please try to have that prepared of only bringing one classmate back to the parent table if you're coming in to eat with your child and their friends. Also, lastly, we are setting a goal to only have 1 treat per day max, and even, if possible, to only have 1 treat a week if necessary, and make it a special thing on a Friday for great behavior and hard work in the classroom. Our goal is to try to have a very healthy cafeteria and a healthy school, and we want to make sure all of our students' bodies are working at full capacity for their minds to learn and their bodies to grow well. Again, just as a reminder, with food allergies, if you do have a child with food allergies, please let us know as soon as you possibly can. We are going to try to make sure that we cluster those students so the teacher is easily able to monitor, and also it is easy for us to communicate with the families, but it will not be a peanut-free environment. I think that's, again, very, very important for us to know. Also, make sure that you understand that your child does not have to eat at the peanut-free table if they choose not to, but they can be they can use self-advocacy skills to make sure they get away from situations where there are peanuts around and sit at the end of the table. And just work with your classroom teachers to make that happen. We will be very accommodating to try to make sure all of our students are safe each and every day. If you have any other specific questions regarding allergies, or if you need more information, don't hesitate to call me at 980-343-2063, or you can always email me at raymond.giovanelli@cms.k12.nc. Hope everyone has a great Friday and a great Father's Day weekend, and we will see you soon.